Hey, this is going to be another example video of how I run the Fibs. So yesterday was when I recorded the Fibs video, which was Wednesday. Today's Thursday. I showed you the patterns that I traded on Tuesday, Wednesday, and I would show you the pattern that I traded today, which is Thursday, and it's the same pattern that I've consistently been trading and showing you guys, which is the 62 and 70 entry. So this is the London session here that is shaded in blue. This is the London session starting around this point. This is the New York session, which both sessions overlap. So I will go back in time. And I woke up around 4:30 in the morning, and this was the current process on the chart. Right now it's just consolidating. Bulls and bears are fighting at this point. They don't know which direction to take the price action. So I didn't like this movement here, so I just went back to sleep and I just let it build up. I woke up around 8 in the morning and then I started seeing a flush. Once I started seeing the flush, that's when I started thinking, how can I run my fibs? So again, like I had mentioned, you always got to see where the structure of the market is being broken. In this case, you see this bullish move here and it broke this high. So this automatically broke this lower high structure. So this is a bullish move. And then you also have your indicators crossing over. However, this leg here was the massive one that completely took out all those previous highs from the past. It took out all these previous highs. So you know that you will be running your fibs from somewhere around here. So it will be from the beginning of the leg that broke the market structure, which is right here. You won't do it from the lowest point because this is not the leg that changed the overall market direction. It was this leg here on that push up. So I will run my fibs from this area to the highest point, which is right here. Actually gonna do it right here, touching the wick. I wanna make sure that I find the median between this high and this high here, and it's right there in between. So at this point, this was the morning, around 9:30, 10 in the morning. I didn't see anything exciting yet. What I wanted to see was a bounce here. Well, 9:30 was right around here. So I just wanted to see a bounce. So what I did was I set an alert around this area here. You can set alerts on TradingView. And when I heard my computer going off, I knew that the 62 entry was approaching. So that is why once it started hitting the 62 level and getting closer towards the 70, I went long right here because this will be your entry. Your entry will be in between the 62 and the 79 area. This will be the major pullback that you want to see before it continues to move up. However, the time frame that I trade is in between 4 in the morning and 11 o'clock in the morning, the latest. After 11 o'clock in the morning, I don't really like to trade because volume starts to fade and the pattern might not be there anymore. So your pattern will not be consistent after afternoon time, New York time. So you want to stay away from the market after 11 o'clock in the morning. However, this happened right around 11:30. So I entered the trade, but I was being very patient. I was not getting desperate around this point here, trying to figure out if it's going to go up or down and what's going to happen. I really don't care. This could have just ripped and started flying. I don't care. After it starts flying, then I run my fibs from up here from the market structure break, and I will go from there. But in this case, just let it be. Go back to sleep. And once you see this pullback here, you know that now you have a market reversal because you know that here is completely pivoting down and is breaking this structure here. So you know that this is probably going to come down to your 62 level, between the 62 and the 79 level, and then bounce. So that is why around this area, I alerted in the chat that I was going to go long possibly on the 70 area. So I went long here, 2 lots on the 70, and then I bought another 2 lots around here. And when it was approaching the 79, I bought another 2 lots. So you see, I didn't go all in up here in the 62, because if you just waited in time, you would have seen that you could have had a better entry. However, it could have potentially bounced off the 62. So you just want to start lightly on your position. So I started buying here at the 62, load more positions at the 70, more close to the 79 area. And then after a few minutes, it pulled up. I ended up taking profit right around here, right when I was touching my 14 EMA. I wasn't trusting the chart anymore. It was around almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. So that's why I just took profit here. Then obviously you notice that it kept flying and you lost out on a lot of money. But you're always gonna lose out on money. The goal is to not lose money or to make money, but not to be greedy. So if you notice, that was a perfect bounce on the fib play. I'm gonna go over this setup one more time. So I'm gonna run the fibs from the leg that broke market structure, not just from the lowest point. You first look for the lowest point. After you spotted the lowest point, then you look for the leg that broke the structure, and it was right here. And I find the median right around here, touching the wick, and you had a perfect 79 entry, just like the pattern that I traded yesterday and the day before yesterday. This is a pattern that I trade every day. And this is one of the things that has to do with discipline. Once you wake up in the morning and you want to look at a chart, or if you trade in the afternoon or evening, do not be desperate. Don't think that once you're sitting in front of your computer or looking at charts from your phone, you need to place a trade. Just be patient and let the trade come to you. In this case, the trade came to me. I took the long, I sold here, and I called it a day. I made about $400. And it's just about patience. And you don't have to be glued to the computer, because you know what you're looking for. And once you know what you're looking for, you can immediately just place an alert right before it triggers your entry, and you're not going to spend more than an hour in front of the computer. Same thing with taking profit. Once you're in the trade, you set your stop at 10 pips, you set your first target at 10 pips, and the rest of your positions, you can let them ride to the next resistance area, which is right around here. And you also see confluence here. You see that this is support and this is resistance. So you know this is a strong area right here. And also back here, there's resistance. So you always got to look back in time and spot where is going to be like a major pivoting point. So here's support. Sorry, here's resistance. Here's support. So most likely I was going to cause resistance right here. So you can take profit a few pips below that, right around there. So you would have your entry, stop loss at 10 pips, first target at 10 pips, and then the rest of your position at the next resistance area. And you can also see the confluence on the 30-minute chart. I did use the fibs together from the 30-minute chart with the 15-minute chart. And with the 30-minute chart, it is a bit tricky. That is why I will continue to record videos daily showing you examples of how to run the fibs, and eventually it will stick. So if you notice here, same thing that we saw on the 15-minute chart, this is the leg here that broke the overall market structure, and this is the price level that was rejected. So I will run my fibs from this price level here, and not to the bottom, not to the top of the candles, but to the next price level that was rejected, which was this price level. So this price level was rejected. You see the big rejection here. And then here you see this price level was rejected with this dip right here, and with the leg that broke the market structure. It broke all these highs right here. It took them out. So you know that you can run your fibs going long, let the chart go up. You don't need to chase anything. Let it come back to you. Perfect 79 bounce. You could have started adding at 70, 79. You had your bounce back to the 14 EMA. and right now it flushed. And this is a strategy, like I mentioned, it happens almost every single day. It might not happen once or twice a week, but the majority of the time you will see it every day. And just to show you the samples here, I took a few screenshots. And this was when I show the guys in the chat the chart. I said touch the 62 entry, my aim for 70. That was at 10:25 a.m. And I was just waiting for the setup. I didn't go inside the trade right away. You got to be patient. I waited for that. And then here, long the euro dollar at 10:42, a few minutes after. And then here, another half an hour went by, and I started being on the green, and I immediately pay myself. So this position was around $165, which was the position that this is a position that I bought at the 79 level. This is the one that I bought around the 70, and this one around the 62. So you see how it works in your favor when you add positions from the 62, 70, 79. So then once I add on the 79 level and it goes up in my favor, I could take profit on this position immediately. See, I'm barely profitable here, but I have a decent amount here. So once I hit 160, I immediately pay myself. I sold 2 lots, and then I just patiently waited. That was 11:05, 12:25. So about an hour and a half later, the whole trade unfolded, and that's when I started considering taking my positions out of the table. So that's when I sold 2 more lots for 140. I left 2 running, and then I completely just collapsed the trade, another $100, for the simple reason that it was already getting late in the day. It was almost 1 o'clock, and I don't like to be in trades after 11:30 in the morning, like I mentioned. I took this trade very, very late in the day. It's outside of my comfort zone. However, the pattern was there, and I'm very confident in my pattern. This is why I teach this pattern, because I'm very confident, and the accuracy level is pretty high. At this point, my accuracy is about 88%. On the month of November, I had about 2 losers. This month of December, we're already halfway. Today's the 14th, and I had 1 bad trade this month. So you could tell that this accuracy is tremendously big. Just make sure that whenever you run the fibs and you take a trade, take profit at 10 pips automatically, because sometimes you might run the fibs on the opposite direction and you would only see about 10 or 12 pips go in your favor and then collapse the opposite direction. So that is why it is crucial for you to pay yourself at 10 pips. Let some positions run if you want, but set your stop at break even for the current positions that are running. So in that case, you already paid yourself, and the positions that are running are either going to make you money, and if it goes against you, they're not going to lose money. They're just going to stop at break even. So you're always going to be in the win-win situation once you take profit at 10 pips. So I finished off the day today with $400. It was a very slow day. I usually range between $500 and $900 on a daily basis. So just remember, take profit, 10 pips, stop to break even on the current trades, let them run, and continue practicing running fibs and trading it with a paper account, just so you can become consistent. And like I mentioned in the other video, it's gonna come a point in time that the pattern is just gonna pop out of the screen and you're gonna spot it right away. I could just open a chart and notice if I like the pattern or what's going on, the price action, or if I don't like it. If I don't like it, I'll step away and I'll look at the chart again in a few hours. There's no need to be sitting in front of your computer wasting your time. The purpose of trading is for financial freedom, not to just be glued to your monitor. So this is the reason why it's good to set alerts when it's approaching your target. You hear the alert. You can get a text message as well. You look at the computer really quick and you place your trade, and that's about it. So I will be concluding this video. Hopefully tomorrow we get another nice setup, and I will be making another video tutorial for you guys. Thank you.